Hello! Thank you once again for joining me. Today I'm going to be talking about a fantastic classic 80s film known as House. House. Sorry. Now, broadly speaking, I've always been a gigantic fan of House. This is one of the movies that I saw when I was younger, probably on Sci-Fi Channel or TNT or one of these channels, one of these old school 90s channels, where they would consistently play it over a period of, I don't know, every 6 months or something like that. Anyway, I saw it several times when I was younger, and then over the years I would rewatch it, and I would continuously find myself captivated more with each viewing. That is to say that I feel like the film holds up extremely well and is just as enjoyable now, if not more enjoyable than I remember it being from when I was younger. Now, some people attempt to marginalize the importance of House in terms of its ranking amongst other horror films from the 80s by insisting that it's just a knockoff of Evil Dead 2. And while the films do share some similarities, they are both sort of horror comedies. They both take place in a house which is haunted by demons. They both contain in them scenes of dead animals on the wall coming to life, going crazy. They also both have scenes of a love interest, female love interest, turning into a high-pitched sounding demon, and also they also have scenes of sharp power tools and other kinds of tools coming to life and attempting to kill people. The fact of the matter is, however, that House actually came out 1 year before Evil Dead 2, so if anything, you would say that Evil Dead 2 copied House as opposed to the other way around. Now, I don't really think that either one of these is the case. I think that they both sort of probably arrived at these ideas independently of each other, but still, I think it's worth mentioning that that is certainly not the case. That is, it's not the case that House was an Evil Dead 2 knockoff. They just tend to have a lot in common. That being said, I do think that Evil Dead 2 is the better film overall, but I do very much enjoy both films. And sort of in terms of what I liked about the film, I sort of already mentioned those scenes that I previously referenced. All the scenes were featuring monsters and featuring crazy things being reanimated and doing kind of funny things around the house. All these scenes were done really well and had a certain comedic value to them, which I think worked really well within the context of the film. Furthermore, throughout the running time, I think that the film did a fantastic job of implementing the neighbor character played by George Wendt into the film in terms of being sort of the the offbeat nature or sort of the funny aspect of the film. George Wendt in his scenes, for the most part, steals every scene that he's in, and he ends up being really funny throughout the film, and it really adds another dimension that is highly enjoyable, which I'm sure that fans of horror comedy will very much appreciate. So if you couldn't already tell, I do highly recommend this film. Great creature effects, just really excellent monsters in general, a perfect implementation of horror and comedy, some really interesting characters who add different dimensions to the film, an interesting finale featuring a Vietnam zombie kind of skeleton creature back for revenge, which is really entertaining as well. So everything about this film is just really enjoyable. It continues to keep me entertained over the years, and I really just highly recommend that you check it out. It did also spawn a number of sequels. I think that they made up to House 4, it may be 5, don't quote me on that. But the sequels, although not nearly as good as the original, I think are worth watching. So if you enjoy this film, also check out the sequels if you want. But in terms of a rating, I would say that I would give this film 4 stars out of 5. And once again, if you like Evil Dead 2, although this is almost as good, not quite as good, but if you do like Evil Dead 2, I think that you'll really enjoy House. So thanks for watching, and I shall see you next time.